Welcome to day 25 until I am a YouTube millionaire. Your cures to cancer: Fenbendazole, as well as ivermectin, which there's a reason ivermectin was so quelched during the pandemic of 2020 to 2022 or what have you. That was it. And resonant frequency bombardment. It's actually been known for quite some time. Every object in the universe has a resonant frequency, from the individual, you and me, our whole physical form, each one of our organs, all that stuff. Every object in the universe has its own resonant frequency. Therefore, you find the right resonant frequency for a particular type of cancer, and you bombard it with that frequency at a high enough amplitude for a long enough period of time, with enough power behind it, and you will cause that thing to disintegrate. And then, of course, all cancers are basically parasites. Ivermectin and fenbendazole, which is, I want you to focus on fenbendazole more than anything else, are basically parasite killers. The next greatest energy advancement that we are coming up with is fusion. We just surpassed the more than one threshold for nuclear fusion last year. That means we get more energy out of it than we put into it. So the door's been opened. This is very well known, but it's going to take probably a good 20 years before the infrastructure starts to get built for it. Now, I'll tell you that more than likely, they're using Andrea Rossi's energy catalyzer, and they're just giving it the external veneer of being a nuclear fusion, hot fusion device. I really don't care. I just care that the technology is now there, that it now exists. Graphene. I've been talking about that for a very long time, and one Ian Crossland on Timcast IRL, he's all about it. He invests in graphene companies, all that fun stuff. Graphene is incredible. It really is. It'll make it so that we can create aircraft and spacecraft that are a tenth the weight that they are now, that are 10 times as efficient at absorbing energy from the sun, solar panels, battery charging, and stuff like that. Graphene is incredible. I have videos from 2010 that I posted on graphene on my original YouTube channel, and I have them saved on my in my disk space and stuff, because I had to get rid of that original YouTube channel for XYZ reasons. Graphene. I mean, I could name a lot more things, but that's what we're going to start off with today. Of course, Bitcoin. Everybody knows this. It is the next thing. That's why I so scarcely care about most of the machinations of our central governments of this world, because they will de facto fade away. They just have to when Bitcoin takes over. They won't be able to be funded because each individual will genuinely have a vote. The government will not be able to use a monopoly of force to take your money away from you to pay for themselves. Bitcoin's the way for that. It's going to basically put a needle in the bubble that is central governments and pop it like a cyst. And everything that Doge and all these other government efficiency programs are going to do are expediting that process, helping it to be a smoother transition so that fewer people are hurt, which is fantastic. I love that. And it also provides a certain catharsis to the general public. Or rather, I'll say to the learned and educated public that sees past the mainstream media bias and can think for themselves. Those people gives them a catharsis, because so many of them have been thinking for so long that there's no way out of this, and that there's not enough of them to make a change. This is one of the reasons why President Trump has surrounded himself with literal super geniuses, so that he doesn't feel alone. He's not a super genius himself, but he is a genius. Literally, legitimately, he's got an IQ of around 150-ish. I'm not exaggerating about that. He's a genius. And he surrounds himself with other geniuses who can actually fix this problem, or have the best chance of anybody out there to do so. And Elon Musk, who probably has an IQ of around 175, is at the top of that list. Here's another one I forgot to mention. So, like I said, like a jackknife, like a wedge breaking through a barrier, I don't care how it gets done the first time. It just has to get done. So Bitcoin might be clunky, but it works. It just works, and that's what matters. Starship might be fairly clunky, even in its more advanced stages that it's in right now. But it doesn't matter. It just has to work. Now, with that being said, there are known very efficient ways to get us to space and to, different planets and stuff like that. When Elon Musk has built this infrastructure and can move on to try to make it more efficient, then perhaps consider Skylon spaceplane. They have really advanced pre-coolers in their engines, and just the overall technology is incredible. Reaction Engines Ltd. Skylon spaceplane. So if this gets to Elon Musk, perhaps talk to that company and the company's founders and scientists and whatnot about acquiring the technology, helping them to advance it. But like I said, first, use that jackknife, or if you want to use a better analogy, bulldozer, break through the barrier first and get us to Mars and the moon. And that can be like a side note until we get to that point where we can make it more efficient. There's lots of really cool stuff on the horizon. Stem cell technology, being able to literally 3D print your own organs and replace them. To have something like you read in the book Time Enough for Love by Robert Heinlein, where you can literally replace organs and have a rejuvenation technology to where we are essentially immortal and no longer die. CRISPR, so we can get rid of genetic disorders just by isolating them in our genetic code and fixing them. It's a lot of big stuff. But I think the things at the top of the list that I want to be mentioned right now, everything I said here: Fenbendazole, the cure to cancer. There you go. I got more, but I'll leave it at this today. And I think tomorrow I'll continue with my discussion on for my legacy, for my descendants, on how to continue the building of wealth for our family. Love y'all. Peace.